Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Chris. So excited to be back here with you guys again. I am just like on fire with what I'm teaching you guys. And first, I just want to say, first, how much I appreciate each and every one of you showing up. So I have gotten the sweetest messages in my inbox thanking me for this information, letting me know that this is something that is really kind of clicking and game changing to help you see a way that you can actually build and grow a heart centered practice without all of the extra salesy wonkiness or having to drag somebody across the finish line. And the pieces that I'm giving you here are truly how you build a foundational business. And let me tell you, these are the same things that you are also going to focus on even as you scale to multiple six figures and even into seven figures. So, everything that I'm teaching you here, these six steps are what you get to come back to. And so, it is really important that these foundational pieces you establish in your practice. Hey, Karen. Oh, you're so welcome. I can't wait to chat with you. So again, I just want to recap quickly for those of you that are here. Thank you, Karen. Hashtag live if you're watching me live. Hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. That does a couple things. Number one, it lets me know that you're here so I can say hello to you and I can come back and answer any questions that you might have. And number two, it's also going to let Facebook know that this is important to you, that this is something that you would like to see more of in this Facebook group. So definitely comment below. Let me know you're here. Let me know what your thoughts are, any ahas, any epiphanies as we go. And we are going to dive into day 5 today. So, a couple housekeeping things before we get going. This has been a really, really full week, you guys, and you are getting incredible information. And I want you to know that if you've missed any of the days, not to worry, you're not behind. You're not behind. These videos will remain up until we actually, let's see, I believe it's until the 31st of June. So, you guys have until, actually, we'll leave it up until after July 4th. So all of these videos will be up here until after July 4th, then they come down. But feel free to come back, to watch, to take notes. If you haven't already, grab your workbook. Super important. This workbook is where you can get all of the juicy golden nuggets so you won't forget about it later. And we will post the link in the comments for you if you are just now joining us or just hearing about this workshop series. Welcome. We're really, really glad to have you here. And again, just know that you're not behind. Hi, Desiree and Kristen and Christina. Who else do we have here? Janet. Ah, so good to see you guys. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's recap briefly what we focused on in day 1. And by the way, I just want you to hear these things. That way, if there's anything that you hear that kind of sparks your interest, you'll know which video it's in. So in day 1, we went over all of the 5 pillars that create a really heart-centered practice. And we also chatted about the 6 steps that we were going to cover over the course of this workshop series. Hey, Jenny. So we talked about the heart-centered way that we actually get to serve first and give incredible value and incredible information. We talked about the importance of some of the systems that we have in place. So that first day 1 video is really, really powerful. So if you haven't had a chance to see that yet, I'm just looking for my handout here so that I can kind of refer to it real quickly. If you haven't seen day 1, definitely go back and watch day 1. It's going to give you a great overview of the foundations that we're going to be talking about and that we have talked about so far. So the 5 pillars of a heart-centered 6-figure practice we covered. And then we also talked about the Soulful Abundance System, which is what you're learning right now. You are learning my signature system that I teach to my clients inside of the Activate Abundance program, as well as inside of my Accelerate Mastermind program, so that they can grow and build their businesses to consistent monthly income, 5 to 10K, depending on what you want to do, and over that. So again, all of this you can use to scale to multi 6 figures. Awesome. So that was day 1. Day 2, we talked about the first step, which was alignment. And there's multiple places of alignment, aligning our mindset and our energy and where we're coming from. Are we coming from a place of scarcity, or are we coming from a place of abundance, right? It makes a difference. If we are trying to get a client, trying to persuade a client, trying to drag a client across the finish line, really what we're saying is that we don't have what it is that we desire, and we have to hustle and force and push to get it. And that never works out well. Can you do it? Sure. But it is not going to allow you to build a sustainable practice, and it's not going to feel fun, and it's not going to feel joyful. So anything that is taking you in the direction of force, of hustle, of I got to make it happen, just know that your body is actually going to give you that signal. You're going to feel a little bit contracted, and that means that you are in lack. So we do not want to try to take action from lack. Do we want to take action? Absolutely, but we don't have to force or push or hustle. We get to take inspired action. And when you take inspired action, what that allows you to do is see everything that you have, allowing it to come to you in the way that is for your highest good as well as for the highest good of your clients, allowing those divine downloads, those ideas to drop in so that then you can take inspired action on those pieces, and that works out so much better. It feels like you're in the flow. It feels like things are naturally and organically happening. And I've had so many of my clients say, Chris, can it really be this easy? And I'm not saying that building a business is easy. What I am saying, though, is that it doesn't have to be difficult, it doesn't have to be forced, and it doesn't have to be hustle. Hey, Sherry, so glad to have you here. Do we have to take action? Yes. There is nothing passive about growing a business, period. So for those of you that think that there's like this passive, amazing way to generate income in your sleep by building a course or a membership, if you are not yet at six figures in your business, I really want to call bullshit on this piece, because there are so many people out there saying the way for you to grow your business is to create this passive income. Passive income meaning like you don't have to do anything for it. And that's just not true. When you are building and growing a business, you absolutely need to take inspired action. Even if you're trying to promote a course, even if you're trying to promote a membership or something along that. And it takes work. It takes work. It takes effort. But again, that is not where you want to be. So again, if you're looking for how to build a course, if you're looking for how to create an evergreen funnel, if you're looking for something high tech, I'm not the coach for you. I just am not. That is not what I believe. And so I can't, in integrity, guide you in that direction. That's not my zone of genius. My zone of genius is high touch, heart centered, helping you get the foundations in place to build your business with soul so that you can enjoy serving your clients as well as enjoy your life. I was actually thinking about doing this video outside today this morning because I love being outside. Every morning I'm in my backyard and I just ran out of time and I was like, oh, I don't have enough time to actually get things set up out there. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that. My backyard is beautiful. I love being outside. So all of that to say, aligning was step one. You can find that in day two. So the alignment that we talked about, Janet's like, yes, high touch, heart centered. Absolutely. Not trying to, dive into all of these high tech things that, do this funnel and clicks into this tripwire and opens up into this sales page and selling all these $27, $97 things in order to try to get somebody to, purchase from your email list. The truth is, and I don't even think I've shared this with you guys, but the truth is, you are only converting about 1% of anybody in an email list. So if you are building out an email funnel, if you are building out some sort of course or membership and not really nurturing and building relationships, but you're just relying on email, you have about a 1% conversion rate. So just think about how many people you need to get in front of in order to make that to six figures or even to consistent 5K or 10K income. That's a lot. Whereas when we do nurture events, we actually stand to make anywhere between a 20% to a 30% conversion rate because we are building and developing relationships with our people. People are seeing you, they're knowing you, they're liking you, they get to see your energy, they're having an experience, you're helping them to create wins. And that is what my zone is to help you set up the foundations, help you get dialed in to who it is that you're serving, what it is that they're looking for so that you can create hell yes offers. And so that's what we dove in on day 3 was how do you create your programs and price them in a way that are hell yes offers? What are the ways that you could actually set up your business model so that you're not trying to do all of the things, but you really have 2 core main offers and one way that you can actually serve somebody and give somebody a place to start with maybe a low tier offer that you charge for. We're not giving away free discovery sessions. We're not trying to drag anybody across the finish line. But that was in day 3. So if you are interested in pricing, if you're interested in hearing some of the information around kind of what is market price for your 90-day transformation program, definitely dive in there. So that was design. That was day 3. Day 4, yesterday, we actually dove into a lot. It was attract and nurture. And this is the key to building and growing a high touch 6-figure practice, is being able to attract your ideal clients to you with incredible value. With incredible value. So that means that you get to cultivate community. You get to create a Facebook community. And look, you don't have to do all of this online. You can absolutely do this in person as well, but it is a lot easier for you to do this online within a Facebook community because you have a wider reach. Instead of just relying on people who might happen to come to a talk locally, you have your whole world here where you can get in front of your ideal clients, serve them really, really powerfully, and then invite them to work with you. So we talked about the attract, and we talked about the nurture. And so that was all yesterday. Definitely dive into that. There were so many goodies, as well as I gave you my free 30 ways to organically attract your ideal client. And we talked a little bit about what is organic attraction. It's not paying for ads. It's actually what is it that we do so that we can build and grow and cultivate a highly engaged community full of clients that love you, that want to work with you, that want to learn from you, and how to actually take a client along the client pathway too. And I opened up enrollment into the Activate Abundance program. So I showed you exactly, and I'm modeling for you exactly what it is that I also teach inside of Activate Abundance. So after we align to your ideal client, after we get clear with the abundance mindset, after we tap into some daily alignment practices so that you can stay in the flow and out of force and out of hustle, then we take a look at how we're going to build out your programs. What do you price them? How do we communicate them? Then we go into how do we attract your ideal client? How do we cultivate and grow community? And then, we talk about how we can actually communicate the way that we can serve people in a way that feels really good, in a way that just allows you to be you, organically showing up as who you are, sharing information that you're really passionate about, and then just naturally inviting people to work with you. So again, there's no dragging anyone across the finish line. So that was yesterday, and I'm super excited to invite so many of you already into the Activate Abundance community. We've got 2 different options for you. One is the 6-month option, and then one is a 12-month option. Both of them are going to be focusing on the exact same things in the first 6 months. In the second 6 months, though, if you decide that you want to join me for an entire year, we're going to be diving in deeper, honing, mastering, going over more messaging, diving into the abundance mindset, making sure that you are all in on your own value and your own worth, because your worthiness is actually going to, how you feel confidently about your worthiness and yourself and your ability to grow this business is going to directly translate into how much you allow yourself to receive. So all of these amazing bonuses we had in there, I posted the information sheet in the Facebook group, which was amazing. We've got a nurturing your audience toolbox for how to create magnetic messaging. What are the frameworks on nurturing and building and growing your audience? There is a content marketing that converts course inside of Activate Abundance. There is a simple sales solution so that instead of trying to, again, just book these strangers into a discovery session, it gives you how to actually have a conversation with somebody so that it doesn't feel icky or salesy or wonky. We talk about that a lot inside of Activate Abundance. Let's see, you also have access to my whole Business Builders Toolkit. And really, I'm just giving you all my stuff for free. You have my email swipe files, you have past workshops, you've got workbooks, you've got checklists, you've got 90-day nurture plan, you've got a full 90-day done for you content plan. So for those of you that are like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do to attract my ideal client, you've got a 90-day done for you content plan that you actually just get to plug and play. So much goodness. Plus you have wraparound support. You have access to me live. And this is really one of the things that is I'm so passionate about, is I want to make sure that you guys know that I see you, I hear you, and we've got you. So whether you are joining me live for the group calls that we have 3 times every single month, or you join me live on the CEO coaching calls where you can come to me, we call these profit seek calls, and ask any question, or whether you've got a question that you want to ask me inside of our Voxer group, you have support at your fingertips anytime you need it. So that if you have a question, you've got access to me, you've got access to our associate coaches that have also gone through the Activate Abundance program and are building and growing their businesses, and they're actually in my mastermind program now. So There's so much goodness. Take a look at the information sheet. And again, if you want to have a quick chat with me, I am more than happy to hop on a call and help you make an empowered decision. And here's the other thing that I teach you guys. We are never hopping on a call with somebody to get a sale. We are hopping on a call to help somebody make a choice. We are hopping on a call with somebody to help them make an empowered choice. That's really what the intention is. And when you go into a call that way, helping somebody make the best choice so that they can get what it is that they want, that is enrollment. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm super, super excited to dive into the enrollment pathway. So in order to have a successful practice, you must invite people to work with you. We have to do that, right? Like, and I know sometimes it feels wonky, but go ahead and grab your sheet. Sherry says so much good support here. Yes, we really do. We have an amazing community. It's so, so amazing. Okay, so when we are inviting people to work with us and having a conversation with them, I want you to know that there's actually a pathway that not only do clients go from stranger to viewer to potential client to lead to buyer, but there's also a belief pathway that we all go on. And whenever we're thinking about making a purchase or whatever we think about investing, whether we're investing in a mattress or whether we're investing in a coaching program or whether we're investing in buying a house, it doesn't matter what the investment is, there is a pathway that we go on. There's a ladder of beliefs that we go. And so this is something that I want to go over with you today. So again, in order to have a successful practice, you must make invitations to your audience to work with you. Super important. You have to invite people. And here's the thing, inviting somebody to work with you does not need to feel icky or wonky. Inviting somebody to work with you can be as simple as, hey, would you like to explore joining me in this XYZ program? Right? Many of you have gotten some reach outs from me saying, hey, thank you for being here. Would you like to explore Activate Abundance? I just get to be a real person. There's no convincing, there's no dragging, there's no pulling anybody, there's no trying to persuade, there's no trying to overcome any objections. It's simply an invitation. And people want to be invited. People really want to be invited. Hey, Millie, I'm so glad you're here. So don't worry about, inviting people into your program or inviting people to hop on a quick call with you. Again, we are in making invitations to people who already have an experience of you. This is not something that we are inviting people into, hey, let me just get you on this free 1-hour discovery session and try to sell you into my thing. This is, would you be interested in learning more? Would you like to explore how this might work for you to help you grow and build a 6-figure business in a way that feels really good and aligned? That's valuable. And I know that I can absolutely support somebody in helping them get what it is that they want. So having an enrollment conversation is all about having somebody get what they desire, helping somebody get what they want. And when we come at it from that place of how can we help somebody get what it is that they want, we take ourselves out of the equation, right? Not meaning that we're not important. Obviously, we're having the conversation. Conversations are important, but we stop making it mean something about us, right? And here's where I see a lot of coaches get stuck. When I ask them, hey, tell me what is in the way of you actually making invitations. It's like, oh, but what if they think I'm salesy? What if they say they can't afford it? What if they think that I'm just trying to get them into XYZ? And really, all of those things are more about the coach and their worries and their fears versus how they can actually support and help their potential client get what it is that they want. And I really learned this firsthand when I was working with my very first coach. And I remember I had a conversation with a client who reached out to me. I had actually gone to a hospital and I spoke at a lymphedema group. And she called me like 4 months later and said, Chris, I met you at this support group at the hospital and I really need your help. I really need your support. Can I talk with you? And I'm like, sure, absolutely. So I hopped on a call with her and she began to tell me what was going on. She had lymphedema. She needed to lose 50 pounds. She was waking up at night with anxiety attacks and she needed help to get a handle on all this. And then she told me, and I don't have a job. And I thought, oh, okay, how do I handle this situation, right? Well, obviously, if she doesn't have a job, I was making a decision at first in my brain, well, certainly she can't afford to work with me, but I really want to help her, so what could I do? And I was thinking, I guess I could just offer her like a one-off session, $97, hear what's going on with her and try to help her the best I can that way. And then I stopped and I said, Chris, you're making this about you. You're making this about you. So what I did is I changed my thoughts and I said, you know what, how could I really be of the best support with her? Would this one-off session help her lose 50 pounds, get a handle on her anxiety, and also help her get back into what she needed to do to take care of her body to reduce the lymphedema and the swelling in her body? And the answer was no. So why would I offer that to somebody if it's not going to help them? That's not what she wanted. She was asking me something specific. She was saying, these are the things that I want. I want to have a different experience of life. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to stop waking up at 3 a.m. in cold sweats, anxious. I want to have a better quality of life. And so I invited her. I said, I would love to work with you. And the things that you're saying are going to take time. And I said, I actually have two ways that I can support people. I can support you in a 3-month program, or I can support you in a 6-month program. Hey, Karen, I'm so glad. And when I offered her the 6-month program, she said yes. She said yes. And she actually gave me her credit card and she said, can we make payments on this? And I was like, absolutely. And the beautiful thing about this was that I was just a stand for what it is that she wanted. I didn't have any attachment to whether she was going to say yes or no. What I did is I stood up and I said, you know what? There's two ways I can support you. It's going to take time to lose 50 pounds. It's going to take time for us to work together to help you achieve what it is that you want. These are the ways that I can support you. Which level of support would most work for you? And she said, I really want the 6-month experience. And I said, great. I found out later that she actually, at the time that she was talking to me, she didn't have a job. She actually got a new job. Once she said yes to herself, she actually got an amazing new job, bought a new car, was able to work with me for 6 months. By the end of the 6 months, she lost the weight. She didn't have anxiety attacks anymore. She actually got out of a toxic relationship, which wasn't even what we were, working on. And she walked away with an incredible sense of empowerment. That's what being a stand for our clients looks like. And when we take ourselves out of the equation and stop making about us, stop making the sale about us. How are we going to feel? Are we going to feel uncomfortable? Are we going to come across as salesy? Are we going to say the wrong thing? What if they say no, right? That's all about us. So in enrollment, what we get to do is we get to take a look at how can we help our client get the best that they want. And look, if it's a match to work with us and we have something that we can support them with, absolutely, we're going to offer that. And if we don't, that's okay too. We will point them in another direction. So I really want you to write this down. Enrollment is about helping somebody get what it is that they want. And if you are on a call with somebody, I want you to go in with that mindset of, how can I help this person? What is she telling me? Do I have the resources that are going to help her get what she wants? If I don't, that's okay. If she says yes, amazing. If she says no, awesome. What is it that you do want so that I can point you in that direction and get it? So the intention is to help her get whatever it is that she wants. Whether it's working with you, whether it's not working with you, great. Let me point you in another direction. You want to build a membership? Great. Let me point you over here. That would be a great experience for you. That's not something that I do. And I've actually said no to clients before because I want to make sure that I can serve them in the highest way. So I hope this is making sense for you. I hope this, type in yes in the comments and give me a heart in the comments if this feels like a different way to build and grow a practice where you actually get to serve, and then invite somebody to work with you in a way that feels natural, in a way that feels easy, in a way that's just giving somebody the natural next step to work with you. Type in yes in the comments or give me a heart. And I know we have a little delay. Hey, Lisa. Yes, Karen says yes, and a heart. Beautiful. Janet says yes, absolutely. Beautiful. Cool. Sherry, I've had 2 clients in my group program just this week that had new job offers. It's so empowering to witness when someone says yes to their desires. Absolutely. Oh, yes, love it. Give them exactly what they need when they need it. Yes, love it. Christine, ways to serve. Absolutely. And look, part of serving is being a stand for helping them get what they want. Part of serving is being a stand to help somebody get what they want. It's not inviting. Look, I know sometimes we feel like, oh, if I serve, then I really can't invite somebody to work with me. That is not serving. That's abandoning somebody on Pain Island. If you continue not to help somebody where they are, if you continue to not invite somebody into the best version or the best life that they want to be experiencing, if you're not showing them a way out and inviting them to open the door, to walk through the door with you, you're abandoning them. You're abandoning them on Pain Island. And I don't want you to do that because they need you. So even though it feels a little scary sometimes, it's okay to create the invitation because that is how they're going to get the transformation, is by working with you. That is how they're going to get the transformation. So I want to teach you a way that you can actually feel amazing, feel empowered, feel supportive, so that you can support your client in getting what it is that she needs. Awesome. Cool. All right. So before you make an offer to anybody, before you invite somebody to work with you, we need to be, and this is the fill in the blank, enrolled in you. Enrolled in you. That means that you get to feel 100% confident and empowered to serve somebody, and that you know that what you've got is absolutely going to change somebody's life, right? The information. And I don't mean that we are guaranteeing results, right? So I don't mean that you have to be 100% dialed in that absolutely I'm guaranteed that if you work with me, you're going to get these results. That's not what being enrolled in you is. Being enrolled in you means that you know that you are going to support somebody, you are going to show up as the absolute best coach that you can be, and you are going to guide them, and you are going to be a stand for them, and they are going to be the ones that get to do the work, because we are all 100% responsible for the results that we create in our life, right? You can't go shopping with the person. You can't make sure that she is, making her a balance plate for her, right? Hey, Karen, you can't do the work for her, right? You can't. So there's no way that we can absolutely guarantee that someone is going to get results. But what you can do is guarantee that you are going to be there for her. You are going to guarantee that you are going to take her through a signature process, that you can guarantee that if she implements what it is that you're teaching, the potential for her to have what it is that she wants is absolutely possible. So that is the place that we want to come from. Before we even invite anybody to work with us, we want to be 100% fully enrolled, that we just get to show up, be the best coach that we can, and that we get to come from our heart in helping them get what it is that they want. Awesome. Woo! How is this sounding for you guys? Let me know in the chat. Type in the chat. Let me know. How is this sounding? Happy Friday, Karen. I'm so glad that you're here. Awesome. Okay, so let's go into the enrollment pathway. There are 5 steps that our clients are going to take, and that we take too, by the way. All of you are actually going to be thinking as you are walking along the client pathway on whatever it is that you're purchasing as well. Desiree says, amazing. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So the very first step in the client pathway that your client is going to go through, and that you go through when you make purchase decisions too, is, do you believe, number 1, is it possible in the world? Is it possible in the world? So I'm just going to use an example of maybe a coach who is working in type 2 diabetes. Okay, so this is, if you are looking to help somebody reduce their type 2 diabetes, we know that's a lifestyle, right? Then one of the things that we want to communicate to our ideal client, one of the things that she's going to be thinking about is it even possible in the world for somebody to reduce or balance their insulin levels? Is it even possible? All right, so that's the very first ladder of belief that our client is going to step on. If she believes that it's possible in the world for her to do something about it, then she's going to go up into the next ladder, which is, do I believe that it's possible for me? Do I believe that it's possible for me? So do I believe it's possible for me to reverse type 2 diabetes, or to balance my blood sugar, or to to build a practice that you get to serve from your heart, right? To create consistent income, doing what it is that you love, right? So is it possible in the world? Step 1 on this ladder. Step 2, is it possible for me? Step 3, and so you guys can write this down on your worksheet. Step 3 is, do I believe it's possible for me now? Not next week, not next month, not in 5 years, not in 10 years, not when I have all of the things in a row, not when it's the exact perfect time, but is this possible for me now? Is this possible for me now? Um, and again, whenever we're making a purchase for anything, is this going to help me get the results that I want? And is it possible for me now? Is it possible for me now? The fourth step then is it possible for me now? She wants to know, yep, it's possible for me now, and I want your help. And I want your help. So, again, is it possible in the world? Is it possible for me? Is it possible for me now? I believe it's possible for me now, and I know that you're the one to help me. I know that you're the one to help me. They connect with you, they resonate with you, they see the pathway that you are going to guide them on because you've got a signature process, so they can easily see their way from Pain Island to Pleasure Island, and they want to work with you. And so they're a heart yes. Heart yes. The last step is that they are willing to do whatever it takes to actually make the commitment, to either put a deposit down to working with you, to figuring out how to make it happen, to have a conversation with whoever they need to have a conversation with, not asking for permission, but asking for support. And so I'm going to talk about some of the false beliefs that I know that you guys are hearing as what we say are objections, right? And here's the thing, I don't like looking at it as objections, because an objection sounds like somehow I've got to overcome somebody else's belief system. I've got to overcome their objection. I've got to overpower them in some way, shape, or form. So I really don't like using that term. What is happening is they have a false belief about what is possible for them right now. And so depending on where your client is getting stuck in that ladder of belief is where we want to support them. That's where we want to support them. So where is she getting stuck on that ladder of belief? Is she feeling like it's not possible for her? Is she feeling like it's not possible for her right now? Is she feeling like it's not possible for her to actually have a conversation or to find the money to work with you? And these are the things that we want to be able to support a client in when she truly is a heart yes. So when she's a heart yes, she's a heart yes for having the transformation that she desires. This isn't about being a heart yes for a 90-day program. This is about being a heart yes for reversing the type 2 diabetes, or being able to feel more empowered in our business, or being able to have better relationships, or being able to not be so obsessed or worried about what we've got on our plate, right? So we want to find out what belief is keeping her stuck and at what point she is stuck. So here's what I know. Most of you are going to hear the same false beliefs. I don't have time. I don't have money. I have to think about it. I need to ask my husband, right? Or I need to talk to my spouse, or whatever it is. So those are false beliefs. And here's why. And I want you guys to take some notes on this. By the way, the next fill in the blank is, it's not about objections, it's about false beliefs. Find out where they're stuck. If someone says, I don't have enough time, there's a false belief there that somehow there is a perfect time, that somehow the stars are going to align and there's going to be an exact perfect time for them to actually get a handle on what is going on. And the truth is, there is no lack of time. The truth is, there is never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be a time where the stars align. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. There is no perfect, right? The perfect time is actually when you commit and say yes and go all in. That's the perfect time, because when you commit to doing something different, the how begins to open up. When you commit to doing something different, the how opens up. So this idea that there's a scarcity of time or I don't have enough time actually just is a false belief. Let me give you an example. If my son, I have a 15-year-old, by the way, came in and said, hey, Mom, will you, go take me to the store and get some ice cream? And I said, sorry, Gabe, I don't have time right now. I could say that, and that's really not true. I do have time, I just don't want to at that moment. I'm doing something else. Now, if he was to come in and say, Mom, I stepped on a nail or I cut myself and I'm bleeding, you can guarantee I wouldn't be saying I don't have time. I would be saying, Y'all, my son just got hurt. I will be right back. Let me take care of this and we will go live again. So it's not about a lack of time. First of all, time is abundant. Time is everywhere. Time was here before us. Time is going to be here after we're gone. Time is continuous. There is no lack of time. There is no lack of time. There is a lack of commitment around what it is that we want to focus on. That's where the lack is. And so that's where it gets scary for some people. When they say don't have time, that means that they're scared about making a commitment. And so the idea of time comes up as a buffer. I'm scared of saying yes. I'm scared of making the commitment because I might actually get what it is that I want. And that feels a little scary, right? So our brain is constantly searching for the false beliefs that we hold to keep us safe, to keep us in this comfort zone. Right? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down with this piece of time? Yes, yes, because they can do the work, but if not believing, will not have lasting results. Okay, yes. Okay, so time is one. The other one is money. I don't have the money. How many times have you heard your ideal clients or somebody that you've worked with say, I don't have the money, or you've seen somebody else say, I don't have the money, and then they just went and spent even more money on something else? Right? That happens all the time. That happens all the time. Here's the truth, guys. Even if your bank account says no, that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have the money. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of this. First of all, we all find a way to pay for something that we value. Always. I know each and every one of you found a way to pay for your coaching school, regardless of whether it was sitting in the bank account or not, right? No, none of us have, a place where we're like, you know what? I think I'm going to save all this money up first, and then I'll go ahead and allow myself to be supported with a coach. It doesn't work that way. First of all, when we tell ourselves that, we're actually kidding ourselves, because when the money comes in, the money is going to go into some other place. It's just human nature. Nothing wrong with us. It's just that's what happens, right? We think, well, let me just save up all the things. Let me just put it in here, and then when I have all of it, then I'll be able to say yes. The second thing is that when we tell ourselves that we can't do something because of what is going on in our bank account, we are basically saying that we're a victim to a circumstance. The bank account is the circumstance. We're giving the power to the bank account. We're saying, I can't have my desire. I can't have the support that I need. I can't have what it is that I want because the bank account says no. And we blame it on the bank account. And we're not victims to the bank account. We are powerful creators. Every single one of you are powerful creators. How do I know that? Because you are. You just are powerful creators. You are already creating. You've done hard stuff. You have found a way to pay for something that you really valued in the past. I know each and every one of you have. And I've done the same thing too. And I want to share with you why this is so important for you to see yourself as an empowered decision maker versus being a victim to a circumstance or somebody else telling you that you can or you can't do something. When I first hired my coach, I knew that I was 100% a heart yes. I was like, you know what? I've been trying to piece these things together on my own. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but I wasn't confident on the things that I needed to do over and over and over again to really build a business that was allowing me to generate income consistently. And I was like, I need support. I know I need support. And when she invited me to work with her, it came with a $10,000 price tag. And I was 20 grand in debt already. I had maxed out all my credit cards. My bank account was screaming at me, you can't afford this. Like, that's more money than, what you'd be making on a mortgage, like with the payment plans. Like, are you crazy? Like, you can't afford this. So our brain does that. And it basically says, nope, the circumstance says no. But here's what I knew, you guys. And this was the valuable life and business lesson that I really hope that you take away from today's call, is that once you commit and once you say yes, the how will open. And this is what I mean by it. I actually said, you know what? My credit cards are maxed out. I don't know how to pay you. I want to work with you. I know I need your support. I'm a heart yes out of 10. I love what you're teaching me, and I don't know how I'm going to pay you. And she said, okay, not a problem. I would love to support you around that. let's create the first month's payment. And I said, okay. And she said, what can you put down to say yes to yourself? And I said, seriously, all I have, all the wiggle room that I had in my bank account was $100. That was it. I said, I can give you $100. And she said, great. I put the $100 down. I said yes. And she supported me in a Voxer app. We were like walkie talkie. And we talked about, okay, how do I want to create next month's payment? And I said, okay, what are some things that I have in my wheelhouse right now? How could I generate $1,000? How could I generate $1,000 within the next month? And I thought about it and I said, well, I could get a group program going. And I, had a group program that I was actually working with my clients on. And I said, if I took 5 people through that group program and started it, I would actually have the first month's payment. And I did that. And I was like, holy cow, my bank account said no, but I actually just created $1,000. Oh, let me see if I can do that again. And I did it again. And by the end of the second month, I had already generated $20,000. By the end of the 6th month, I had generated 6 figures already. So I want you to see that even though your bank account might say no, you are not a victim to your bank account. You are a powerful creator. And the intention is to help you create because you are a powerful creator. And the intention is to help you see not what is scarce, not what it is that you don't have, but to ask yourself, how can I? If this is something that you desire, if this is something that you really want, how can you? How can you? Ask yourself that question instead of listening to the brain that says, no, you can't. Ask yourself, how can I? Because when we ask ourselves the question, the brain likes to solve problems. It will start thinking, okay, how could I? Well, and look, I had other ideas too. That was just the one that I acted on. I said I could call my mom and I could ask for a loan for my mom. I could take out a credit card that had 0% interest and I could use that to pay for it and make sure that I paid it back. I actually had done that before when I went through my health coaching program, the mastery program. That's what I did. And I was able to pay that off, not a problem, and not have any interest on it. I could, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in my garage. I could sell some stuff and come up with the first month's payment. I could take a look at some past clients that I've worked with and create something that I think would be super valuable for them and invite them into that experience. What I want you to hear is that there are unlimited ways for you to be a powerful creator. And there are unlimited ways for you to make money, unlimited ways for you to generate what it is that you want to generate if you are a 100% heart yes. Heart yes. So look, again, I get it. There is a mismatch with our brain saying, you know what, I love it. I'm a heart yes to have it. And yet the brain is like, yeah, but you can't because of this, that, and the other, right? So that is one example of how you are absolutely a powerful creator. And if you are a heart yes and you just want to figure out how to pay for it, that's a conversation I'd be glad to support you in. If you are not a heart yes, then great, not a problem. Let me know what it is that you do want. I'll point you in that direction. But what I will not do is try to drag or convince or persuade anybody across the finish line because that doesn't work energetically. It's not a heart-centered way to be, and it's not going to work well for me. It's not going to work well for you. It needs to be a really good fit. You need to be all in and saying, you know what, Chris, I'm willing to show up. I'm willing to implement what it is that you're teaching me. I'm willing to create something different. You have to be willing to take the next step. That is important. All right, let's dive into this other piece, which is around, I have to ask my husband, right? Or I have to ask my mom, or I have to see what my sister thinks, or I have to get some sort of approval, right? That's the other thing that our brain does is, well, let me see if it's okay. So here's what is behind that. Here's the ladder of belief that we get stuck at there when we are looking for affirmation that this is the right thing for us, is that we're afraid to get it wrong. We're afraid to get it wrong. And so what happens then is we're like, well, if I ask my mom, if I ask my sister, if I ask my husband and they say yes, then I get to share the blame if it doesn't work. Then I get to share the blame if it doesn't work, right? Crazy, but that's what our brain does. It's like, well, you said I could and it didn't work, so it's not all my fault, right? So that's really where that comes. And so instead of supporting our clients and saying, oh, but you don't need to ask permission, What we get to do is we get to be a powerful stand. Again, we get to find out, number one, but look, guys, in any of this, whenever we're helping somebody take a look at what their beliefs are and where they might be stuck, it is only with the intention of helping them have what it is that they want. So if they are a heart yes, they have to be a heart yes. If they're like, yes, I want this experience of life. I want to have this different experience of life. I want to reverse type 2 diabetes. I want to lose weight in a way where I'm not worried and obsessed about what's on my plate. I want to have support from you in building and growing a business. They need to be a heart yes there. Then what we get to do is we get to support them around helping them see what's possible for them so that they can walk across the finish line themselves. So if someone's saying I have to ask XYZ, look, there's nothing wrong with having a conversation with our spouse, right? I get it. Like we also get to see this as a way that we need to have a conversation, especially if we have shared income, right? And say, hey, honey, this is what I am looking at. And this is really important to me because. So instead of saying, is it okay if I spend this money, which is asking permission, instead we get to say, honey, I really need support in building and growing my business. This is something that I think is going to be really powerful for me. This is something that I really want to do. Will you support me in this, having this experience? And when you actually have a conversation with your spouse around that, chances are that they're going to want to support you in some way, shape, or form. And they will brainstorm with you on, you know what, I really want to support you. I believe in you. How could we make this happen? And then you've got two brains together trying to figure out, okay, well, how could we make this happen for you, right? The other thing is that if you are, and so you get to do that with your clients too, right? If she's like, well, I don't know if my husband's going to let me spend the money on this health coaching program. Okay, could I support you around that conversation, right? Can you ask your husband, honey, I'd really like to have a conversation with you. You know, I've been trying to lose weight, or I really need to get control of this type 2 diabetes, or you know how exhausted I've been. I believe that this person can really help me, and it is going to change my life in this way. It is going to allow us to have more experiences together, whether it's going hiking or whatever. Like, so we find out what is most important to your ideal client. Find out what's most important to your ideal client and help her have that. Help her have that. So that is the enrollment pathway. And again, I'm going to go through those steps that when we support our client in any of these steps. Jenny says, I disagree. Asking a spouse is respect. No, Jenny, I did not say that you do not ask a spouse. I absolutely said it's okay to have a conversation. Absolutely, 100%. Yes, the conversation is important. What I said is the way that you have the conversation is what's important. Instead of coming at it like, I don't know, is this going to be okay? Can I get your permission to do this? You have a conversation around, this is important to me. This is what I would like to do. Will you support me in this? So Jenny, you misunderstood what it is that I was saying. Asking a spouse absolutely is respectful, 100%. I'm not saying that we just make, decisions, big payment decisions without asking our spouse. What I'm saying is that there's a difference between asking for permission versus saying, this is what I believe I would like to have. This is the support that I need. Can we figure out a way to make this happen? Because this is important to me for these reasons. And when we can communicate to our spouse in that way, that's very, very different than coming across as being very fearful. I don't know. Do you think it's okay if I do this? They're going to say no. And here's why. They want to protect you. So if they see that you are doubtful, if they see that you are worried, then they will actually want to protect you from that and say, you know what, let's not, like that's not good. Now, I'm not saying that all the time they're going to, absolutely support all of our decisions, but we have to communicate. We have to take responsibility for communicating what's important to us. And if having the support to go in a direction is important, then we get to have that conversation, regardless of what it is. If I was to say, hey, honey, you know what, we need a new mattress. Like, the bed that we're sleeping on right now is making it really, really hard for me to get a good night's sleep. I'm waking up cranky. I really would like, a new mattress. I think that it is going to change my life. It's going to change my mood. It is going to allow me to get a better night's sleep. It's going to allow you to get a better night's sleep. It's going to change our life for the better in some way, shape, or form. That is very, very different. Awesome. Okay, so Jenny says, absolutely. Explaining it is important. Yes, explaining what you're looking for and asking for support rather than asking for permission. Asking for support rather than asking for permission. Awesome. Phew. Okay. So let's see. Where are we on time? Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this hour has flown by. Sherry says, I realized when I said I need to talk to my hubby, he was 100%. I knew he was 100%. I had to convince myself that I was worth the investment and give myself permission. Amen, amen, amen. I'm going to triple click on that. It's so true. When we believe that we are worth investing in, and when we believe that our business is worth investing in, that's so important. And what you're going to find with your clients is that they are also going to have a fear that they might not follow through. They might not be worthy to invest in their own health and their own well-being. The worthiness piece at the bottom of most of where we see false beliefs is, I don't believe that I am worth this thing. Now, look, they're not going to come out and say that. Chances are we're not going to, tell somebody, oh, I'm not worthy, right? But it is going to show up. Like, that is underneath it is, you know what, I'm not really worth spending this money on my health or wellness, or something else that has to do with that worthiness piece. So Sherry, thank you so much. Yeah. Hi, Robin. Okay, guys, we are actually coming towards the end. This was step 5. And so this is understanding the client enrollment pathway, the ladder of beliefs that all of our clients go up, and how you get to just make an invitation for people to work with you. You just get to make an invitation. You just get to be a real person. You just get to listen to them and let it be about them and helping them get what they want. That's what enrollment is. And when we're not making that invitation, then what we're doing is if we are only waiting, like we're saying, hey, who wants my support over here? If we're waiting for everybody to just come to us without actually inviting them, then we're abandoning them on Pain Island. And I'm not saying that you have to make an invitation to every single person. You want to have an invitation to somebody that you feel that you can really support, somebody who is really looking for the solution that you provide. And we've talked about how you find those people in yesterday, in the attract and in the nurture. Yeah. Sherry says, now I see my client's fear and we have a beautiful conversation about it. It is so respectful and feels so good. Absolutely. Absolutely. We just get to be respectful about it and ask if they want support. Yeah, cool. All right, guys, here's something that I need everybody to know. Tomorrow, we are going to meet inside of my Zoom room. So tomorrow is a bonus day. It is an Ask Me Anything call. And I want you to come live. So in the email, you will get an email tomorrow morning with the Zoom link. I will also post it here in the Facebook group. Join me live. I will answer any questions that you have about any of the steps. I will also be available for you to ask me any questions about Activate Abundance. This is for you. So this is a bonus call, Q&A. You can show up tomorrow live. We can see each other, which I love so much because I know you guys see me, but I can't see you. I just get to see you guys here. So join me tomorrow at 10 a.m. in my Zoom room. And Lisa, you said, what were the first 2 fill in the blanks? The first one was, in order to have a successful practice, you must make invitations to your audience. You must make invitations. And the second one was, before you make an offer, you must be enrolled in you. We must be enrolled in you. Because here's the thing, guys, I want to just come back to this enrollment piece. Your clients and the people that are watching you are looking for you to be a confident coach. They want to see your energy. They're actually going to be looking for confidence. Could you imagine going to a dentist and then being like, yeah, I think I can fill this cavity? You'd be like, I'm out. I'm out. When you work with somebody, you want them to be confident. So being enrolled in yourself first is that first piece so that you can be confident and you can support them and you can have that energetic experience for them too, to let them feel that, you know what you're talking about. You are confident and you are going to help them get from one place to the other. It's not up to our clients or potential clients to make us feel confident. It's our job to do that. Sherry says, come join Saturday bonus call Q&A live in the Zoom room with Chris, 10 a.m. EST. Thank you, Sherry. You're amazing. All right, my friends, this is going to be day 5. So the day 5 action step. This is what I want you guys to do. So along the enrollment pathway, whether it's step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which step do you have the most difficulty around supporting a client? Is it helping the client believe it's in the world, it's possible in the world? Is it helping her believe it's possible for her? Is it helping a client believe it's possible for her now? Is it helping her believe it's possible for her now and she wants your help? Or do you get stuck at the very last piece where she says, you know what, I'm ready, I'm all in, and I want to work with you? Is it at that piece where she is unsure about how she can actually make the investment with you? So let me know where you get stuck with your clients. I would love to hear that. So that's day 5's action step. All right, my friends. Holy cow, I cannot even believe this hour went by so fast. I really feel like it's only been 20 minutes. I love you guys. You're amazing. You're showing up powerfully. So tomorrow's the Q&A call. Sunday, we are actually going to be, we're giving you a replay day. So Sunday, catch up, watch the replays. I'm actually going to be also I'll show up with some of my team. So you'll get to meet some of the experts that are inside the Activate Abundance program. You will get to meet some of the associate coaches that are inside the Activate Abundance program, hear a little bit about them. You're welcome, Karen. And by the way, I can't believe I forgot this. Remember, tomorrow at midnight, the 48-hour price bonus goes away. So if you want to hop on a call with me, this is really important, you guys. If you want to hop on a call with me, if you are like, you know what, I'm a heart yes, I'm just not sure how to pay for it, and I really want to have a conversation with Chris, book the appointment with me before midnight. Even if I don't have any availability, I will absolutely hold that discount for you. Okay, but you have to book a call with me before midnight. If you try to book an appointment with me later or next week, I will absolutely support you, but the 48-hour discount, that price bonus will be gone. So I'd love to support you in a call. And if you know that you're a heart yes, and what it is that you hear is something that you want to begin to implement and you want support with that, some of you have already said yes, so welcome. So excited to support you. Yeah, you can go ahead and join today, and we would be happy to support you. All right, my friends, you have a great day. Happy Friday. Go do something fun this weekend. I will see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. and enjoy. Thank you for being here. Bye.